Unsecured bad credit loans are totally different from a standard loan for numerous reasons. Many of us assume since they're both lending options, it is basically a different kind of wording. Although that is honestly wrong. It is usually critical to do some research on different sorts of financing before you'll request a loan. You will find different loans for different individuals as a consequence of different cases. This commentary's objective is generally to assist you to appreciate the two types of loans and resolve any misconceptions regarding traditional loans and poor credit. Unsecured loans. Funding limitations. First of all, typical loans typically don't have any limits on what you are able to borrow. Therefore, if required, you can request zero or more. But when it comes to an unsecured, bad credit sort of financing, there's a ceiling on what you may borrow. Based on the company, many will let you borrow $0 or $500, and if you use a limit of a $5,000 loan. It depends on the loan provider you visit as well as what the loan is for. Bad credit loans aren't easy to get, but you can do your own credit repair for free to increase your chances of getting the loan. Just be prepared to spend a few months getting the bureaus to respond to any requests you send them to change information on your credit reports. Disparities in collateral conditions. An additional difference between a standard loan and a weak credit unsecured loan is the fact typical lending options often need a guarantee item to be provided. This often means items like a property, an automobile, etc. This is so the provider is reassured you are likely to pay back the loan on time. Regarding bad credit unsecured loans, you are not required to put anything up for security. It's usually because people with terrible credit may not possess anything at all for collateral, or they never prefer to put something up since it's all vital items for day-to-day life. Credit needs. The main difference between a traditional loan and an unsecured bad credit loan is basically that you need great credit for any normal loan. This is when you do not have anything undesirable on your credit history. For example, unsettled bills, lower credit scores, etc. Folks with awful credit can go after unsecured loans because from time to time you aren't required to withstand a credit check. Numerous providers are doing this now for consumers searching for a loan and quickly. This is basically a lifesaver to many people who may have substandard credit. Interest rate factors. One more great distinction between an unsecured undesirable credit loan and a normal loan is the rate of interest. Most merchants cut people some slack. They've got good credit. This means they've got a minimal monthly interest to pay off. It can also mean they may be given more freedom and additional time to pay off their loan. However, sadly, for people with bad credit, their credit interest rates are often double or triple the usual rates, and they are generally given a tighter time period to settle their loans. It can be 6 months to a year or maybe more with regards to which service they selected for a lender. Accessibility. Additional differences between a poor credit unsecured loan and a typical loan is availability. This means numerous loans will not be readily available to people with bad credit. Such loans are mainly for businesses and personal loans. But when you currently have exceptional credit, you possess the ability to receive whichever loan you would like. Occasionally you can get any of an assortment of loans for consumers who have great credit. It generally depends on what company they choose for their loans. The cost of borrowing. Yet another difference could be charges that a company uses. With some lenders, folks who select a normal loan have no fees to repay. Consequently, they only have to pay off their loan during the time frame they're given. However, for a number of services, they tend to have fees for consumers who have lousy credit and require an unsecured bad credit loan. These charges are usually to manage the costs of monthly statements, etc. Acceptance time. Yet another difference is how rapidly people are granted their loan. For folks who apply for a traditional loan, they are often approved from an hour to 1 business day. For those people who require an unsecured loan, it may be between 1 hour to 1 week or maybe more. In the course of the time you are expecting approval, the providers usually goes over your request along with your credit record and career background. Generally, those who go for a typical loan are accepted a lot quicker than individuals who require an unsecured loan for poor credit. Unsecured bad credit loans are commonly much easier to secure than a traditional loan. The reason being, those types of loans are often lower sums and they may be guaranteed by the borrower's employment and bank account. If you are looking for a loan and need to find out the differences between various loans, you are fortunate because there is lots of data out there. Research ahead of submitting an application for a loan of your own.